What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Technically Broken. We're here, episode 9.
Oh, 9. Yeah, sorry.
It's crazy, right?
I'm like, it's the morning, man. I'm fucking tired.
One away from 10, and one more than 8. So that's pretty good. You know, 9. Made it this far. I honestly knew we would, fully confident in that. But yeah, it's been good. To get into it really quick before I pass it over to my co-host Mari. Oh,
thanks.
Whoops. Our viewerships are up a little bit. We got 10 downloads last month, and it's actually pretty well. It's pretty cool in that every episode is more popular than the last. So I mean that means that with every episode we're getting a couple more viewers. No handies are getting passed out though because we are still down like 39%. So get on it, okay? Also, my invitations still have yet to be answered. That being said, I'm going to pass it over to Mario.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's Mario, host of Technically Broken. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out if you guys have made it to episode 9 and whatnot. But let's keep moving right along. Over to Caleb.
Hey, guys. Caleb the Hunted. I'm actually kind of excited. We've made it this far. Put a lot of work into it.
I was like, it wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy doing it.
Not at all.
So
Mario's putting in some hard fucking work.
You just walk into the room and he's blowing himself.
Real hard work, buddy.
No, for real. It's
not to jerk him off too hard, but
it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And thank you. And well, it's everybody. And like our guest today, like it's all a fucking team effort. So thank you, and thanks to our listeners, I guess. So
we appreciate
thanks,
all
man.
you.
Appreciate it.
But without further ado, I guess I'll bring it over here to our guest, Mr. Mikey B.
What's up? I'm Mikey B. Pleasure having you
Yeah,
today.
dude, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you taking your morning, your fucking busy work schedule to fucking bring us into your home.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, this is it.
It's cold as hell in here.
Yeah, it's pretty. You know what? It's better than having no heat. So
That's true. That's true.
yeah, man. So Mike, how do we know you? What's the deal? Why are you on Tech? Get off our show, motherfucker. I don't know why you're here. How do we know you, man? What's the scoop?
So it all started when I applied here. Was that almost 7 years
It's
ago?
probably like
7
I was
years
gonna
ago.
say it's almost a decade, man.
So I came here for an interview, and then you showed me around. You're like, "Think you could work here?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's all
I
right."
think I could do this.
And then I went home, and then I didn't get a call for 3 months, and then eventually Mario's like, "Hey, you still want to work here?" and then I was like, I think I'll try it out.
A chaotic year. Yeah. And to tell our viewers and listeners, where is here, man?
We are at the Audubon Country Club. Well, technically, Kart Circuit Audubon.
Circuit, right? Yeah, this is it's funny, and if from our last episode we didn't even do a recap, but I'll just quickly brush on it right now. Is we're brushing against motorsports, and it's funny that we want to talk about that subject last and then bring Mikey in because, well, this is the ground roots. This is the, beginning steps of motorsports. This is the go-kart track, man. So thanks for inviting us in and showing us the place. To our viewers on the YouTubes, you can probably look behind us and there's some cool go-kart shit and like some other shit that's probably broken. It's all shit. Anyway,
all shit.
You guys know my take on it. Everything breaks. But so we're at the go-kart track, man. And this started years ago. None of this existed yet.
Yeah.
Right? So, what else? Okay, yeah. So let's go back like 7 some years ago, and that's where we met. You're like, I need a job. And I was like, 8 months later or whatever, you're like, I have a kid now, bro. Like, what are you doing? You came on as like pretty green, not knowing much as a mechanic or kart kid helper, right? Or
I didn't know shit about go-karts. I mean, I took a small engine class in high school. I was about as extensive of my mechanical ability.
Really? That was like so. It never went.
Before. I like kind of worked on some lawnmowers and stuff here and there, but like nothing like crazy.
You weren't like the kid like that was taking apart the VCR.
No, nothing like
You're
that.
like, what the hell's a VCR? Oh, okay.
It's ancient technology.
So you literally just fucking applied.
Yeah, I was like, go-karts sound pretty cool, and like I was always like into like cars and shit, but like
I never
really like did anything, and then I started working here. And
it just happened to fall into place.
we hung out in that shed and watched fucking Vine videos all day.
I remember that shed.
Do you remember the shed? That was years ago when this place had a hill here and there was no parking lot. It was gravel.
It was all gravel and the shipping container shops.
Yeah, the shipping container. That was cold. Those were some cold days. I feel like it's come so far for now with these like garages and heat.
Yeah, and I used to drive the quad around all day.
That's all you do. Just
wasn't my nickname Quad Kid?
Quad Kid. Yeah. Well, we had like an ATV or like a safety quad
that
would go pick up like people stranded on the go-kart track or whatever. And no, dude, we would never have it. It would be like a kid losing his arm out there. Mikey's doing donuts around him.
Drive around.
I wish I could help, but man,
I ended up buying that quad. I own it now.
Yeah. What are those odds?
I felt bad for it. It just started sitting there with flat tires.
It was pretty abused and neglected. I mean, that's what it is, technically broken stuff. That's how like mechanics have the worst equipment and shit.
Yep.
Like they fix anybody else's shit.
They do it to themselves though.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
junky shit.
I can fix it. I don't want to though.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
see, if you get it all done today, you're not going to have anything to do tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that's proper.
Got to keep.
I use that mentality at work, and then I'm always busy.
Then you're like, fucking past life, fucking Botar fucked me on this project. Oh, my past self. Why you do this procrastination? But okay, so you applied, and then you just started working here. A bunch of years went by, and like I guess you hung out in the shop with me because I was doing most of the mechanics.
I was always interested in like what you were doing, and like I wanted to learn.
Yeah, you were pretty good to be like, hey man, what's going on and shit.
And then the expansion happened, and then you became the mechanic, and then I just hung out here.
Yeah, This place got built. It came from shipping containers that like house all the mechanic shit and all the garage equipment or whatever you'd consider. And then it got torn down, moved out, and then this place was built. There's a couple garages, units, I guess, like with the walls knocked out of it. But yeah, then basically some more time went, and now you're running this.
Yeah, and then I became you, basically.
Yeah, you're the master mechanic, dude. You're the master go-kart technician.
Just every year it just keeps on growing. I think I counted at the highest point we had 105 go-karts
That's
here.
That's fucking insane.
100 and something.
You're just tripping over go-karts and tires.
Yep.
I mean,
it's like weird seeing it right now because it's so empty.
It's kind of empty. Yeah, this is the off season. Oh, Merry Late Christmas and all that, and Happy Late New Year. I don't know who's listening at what time. So, like, it's the end of the season for 2024. So, it is kind of different to see so much, like, empty space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, how did you, not to jump back, but to jump back a little bit, because I know we're fast forwarding to now, which is what it is, what the car track is now. So, like, when you got into the transition of becoming a mechanic on the karts, like, how did that happen? Like, what led to that transition?
So, basically, Mario said that he was done after the, what year was that?
It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
5 years.
Mario said that
that
was his last year being the mechanic. So then I pestered my boss, Alan. I was like, I'll be the mechanic, but A, I was too young, and B, he didn't. I don't know if he didn't trust me. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but like he
was hesitant to just hand the reins over.
Yeah. So then eventually I convinced him to let me try it out, and then I just started working on go-karts, and now I'm here.
Yeah, I guess you did. We did hang out a lot.
Yeah.
Like we were probably. He would always be wanting to know what was happening.
Yeah.
So did you show him like what was up?
Yeah, he gave me a quick run through.
Yeah, like it was probably definitely trial by fire and some stuff.
And I definitely. Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yelling, man, that guy.
What are you doing?
Loud, annoying motherfucker.
And I'm pretty sure the first year I annoyed you a lot, texting you. I was like, "What? How do I do this? How do I do that?" And then.
Yeah, no, I don't think. Maybe with some stuff. If you ask the same question more than 3 times, I probably get annoyed. But no, I think it's always good. I always say, everybody should always ask questions, especially if it's safety related. Always be, eager to like learn something or be on top of your shit. It's the people that don't ask a question, then they end up hurting somebody or whatever.
Exactly.
So I didn't mind that, but yeah, like I guess you took over the workload here. A lot of stuff changed.
This would be my 5th year, fourth or fifth year.
Yeah,
as a mechanic.
right.
But yeah, and it's every year I think I get it down pat, and then the next year starts, and I learn so much more. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Is that because like the technology keeps changing?
And not really. It's just like you find like little tricks and secrets, like how to knock a couple tenths off a go-kart and stuff. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. Where and how has your workload changed? So you came here as a go-kart kid and then became a mechanic. And then in the steps or whatever to now, or don't you do like you work on cars and other shit, right?
Yeah.
You probably we'll plug his YouTube channel in a minute, Mikey XJ. but yeah, like so it wasn't just go karts here at this place. Like talk about the other work stuff that like.
I also work at a landscaping company where I'm the mechanic there, so I work on lawnmowers all day and then rusty ass Chevys all the time, and
yeah, it's like
and then like also at that same building there's like a mechanic shop there, kind of like his name's Rick. He also does like his own thing there. It's called Loose Nuts Auto Shop. So like I help him with some stuff, and then they make fun of me for not knowing what I'm doing, and then
but you keep everything running.
I keep it all running and everything, and
yeah. So you took on this job, and at least it was from small engines, but then you just started working on more
like,
cars and shit, right? Like,
yeah, just all like nuts and bolts. Like once you figure out how to like work on something, you could pretty much work on anything. And
that's pretty true.
And like the worst part about like not doing anything when you're working on stuff is just not trying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like or you're getting nervous to try.
Yeah, you get nervous to try it, and then like you just never do it.
And you never fix it.
Yeah,
and you just leave it broken and shit.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, though. Like, if people that have never wired in, like, airbags or something on a truck, I'm like, the first time you do it, you'd be like, oh, if I put this fucking airline into my gas tank, kaboom, or something horrible. But, okay, the cars, okay. Well, then how do you compare, real quick? We're going to be jumping between all these questions because I want to know. Like, what do you think of go-karts to cars?
Go-karts are much easier.
Yeah.
And then, like, you don't have to deal with rust like most cars.
Do you think it's more demanding, though? Like...
If you had like one go-kart and one car, I would say a go-kart is less demanding than a car. But when you have 100-something go-karts and then like 10 lawnmowers or whatever,
you're like,
it just depends on the scenario.
Yeah. And with racing at the racetrack, those days get crazy.
Yeah, I got to be here at least 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
How many go-karts do you think you fix average in a day?
Well, that could depend, though.
That depends. Like I'd say at least 5 a day, and then it goes up from there.
Yeah,
probably more in the busy season, right?
Yeah, like summer stuff. When you got guys like this guy, I don't know. Nah, you usually drive pretty clean, but like you've seen some wrecks here.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah, I was part of one. That was interesting.
Yeah,
you talked about that the last episode.
Yeah, you almost killed a kid. So things happen here, obviously, when you're in. So here, okay, now you work here, go-kart track, mechanic shop, which is like lawnmower repair, small engines, and other stuff. But then here, it's like rental go-karts, and then
There's
fucking
one right there,
yeah. So on the left side of the screen for our viewers, it's gonna be this torn apart thing with like a seatbelt looking bracket on it and like a roll cage. That's on the and then the race carts are like to the right side of the screen.
How fast do those race carts go?
1,000,000 fucking miles a second.
What? No.
Dude, they're so fucking fast, bro.
They get up to like 45, 50, right?
Yeah, so the 206s, they get around 50-ish, and then the two-strokes, they can go at least 60. Yeah. How fast was your shifter, would you guess?
The shifter, we were probably touching like 80-something.
Yeah.
It was fast. I thought it was like 100, but no, that's great. But we were definitely
probably
like
felt
80.
like 500.
Dude, it was so fast, like in a shifter cart, yeah. So
we should drag race go-karts.
We do. You can. Yeah. Junior dragsters are a
we
real
should.
thing.
So we should.
We should just do. Oh, you're just saying we should just do it. Yes, this man has got plans.
Stay tuned for after the drag race.
A lot different compared to what I remember them being. Like
they look more bulky.
Yeah. No, the rack on the back looks different.
So when were you last time you were here?
Oh yeah,
5 years ago.
Well,
yeah.
In a go-kart, yeah. Because if you haven't been in a go-kart, you haven't seen the new style, have you?
No.
Yeah.
When Mario was working.
the
Rimos,
Germany-made Deutschland fucking Remo. Did you work on those?
I don't think you let me know.
They were such fucking hunks
like
of shit.
The first day I was here, I had to put oil in all of them.
Yeah, they were like, oh god, we're so poorly maintained.
And
So
then
you
there's-
remember the remote? They were like steel chassis.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
then
with like the steel bumpers and stuff.
Yeah.
you were still here when you remember that.
Yeah,
I was
remember
gonna
those.
say like that front bumper's different.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the roll bar on behind the seat is
Yeah, there was no
different compared-
seatbelts in those, right?
There was.
No, I think they all got removed or unbolted. They only had lat belts.
Yeah.
So you,
That would hurt.
you would snap in half the second you get into a fender
Yeah, I was
bender.
gonna say there was no seatbelt bracket and roll bar on the back. It was just
Yeah, you had a
Seat.
metal cage. It wasn't plastic. So if you like clang instead of bump.
Yeah, I remember the noise. I remember the noise those things would make.
Yeah.
and that's where.
Do you remember that one time that kid went off like over like I guess that would
Turn
be
2, 1
that would be
area.
turn 10 now, but I don't know with the kid DB. I don't know what turn that is. But do you remember when he was teetering on the manhole cover?
Yes, I
Little-
do.
Little kid went off track, was just teetering on the manhole cover.
Like turtled it up there. There was been yeah.
See,
Working at this place will show you some
You-
shit.
yeah,
that was the cart that I almost killed a kid with, because I've already said it before, but it's like coming around turn 1, and he whiffed it on the high side and spun it around into the inside, and I was coming hard as fuck on the inside and just cranked it and slammed sideways into him.
Trucking.
Dude, I was full bore going.
Yeah,
just-
I've seen some crazy stuff here.
Yeah, there was a video. Who was those? There was like the Hawaiian dude or whatever. I don't know, they came from some car group, but like he got like 2 feet of air in one of those, like when he smashed into some kid or
Oh
something.
yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, there's some bad ones. Probably can't talk about all.
No, I don't know if we could.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna talk about it. But there's some juicy. Racing is dangerous.
There's
people.
definitely been some hairy situations.
to say the least.
We should do an episode at K1.
And over there and see what one of them guys. What's the difference? Maybe
Like, just get some
perspective on both
some
sides.
B-roll of us, racing each other. And
Oh, you just want to go racing? Let's just go drive some
go
go
do it
karts.
right now.
Yeah, let's just
We're
go
out there in
right
the
now.
cold.
some B-roll.
Come along, listeners. We're going
That'd be
karting.
tough. Wet track,
Freezing
cold
cold.
tires.
Let's go. Come on, don't be a puss.
Keep that
So-
motherfucker on the road.
To kind of follow the theme of our previous episodes, I don't know if this is too early to me to ask this question, but like, what's the most broken shit you've had to fix at the kart
Nice.
track? And it could be a cart, it could be anything. Like, I know you've been in a pretty shitty situation.
Does it have to be just at the kart track? Because I got one. That's
No, it could be
all right.
whatever.
So my black Jeep. I was driving home from here one day, and I went over a railroad track, and I heard this crazy like cracking noise. So I like drive it home, and I look underneath, and the whole shock cross member in the rear just broke off. It was so rusty, it just broke off. So I was like, shit. So then like I was like poking around, and I ended up poking through the unibody.
Oh,
I was like, oh, all right.
damn.
So then I actually ended up not even fixing it.
I was like,
tried
that's why you got
fixing
the
it.
red one, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
why-
tried fixing it, and then I just drove around on 3 shocks for a year. And then the piston slap got so bad that it finally blew up. The night before I went to Florida to go buy the one I have now.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't know the whole rear subframe or whatever fucking rotted
well,
out of it.
So the driver's side, so it's like the trunk floor, and then there's the cross member that's like spot
Bolted
welded
to it,
spot
or-
welded
oh,
to
spotted to it,
yeah.
okay.
So then like the driver's side was fine, but the whole passenger side broke off, and it took the passenger side gas tank mount with it. So I was riding around with 1 gas tank strap and 3 shocks for a year, and major piston slap for a whole year.
I remember the piston slab. Oh god, those things were bulletproof, man. Those 4
Uh-huh.
liters though.
4 liters are nice.
Yeah, they are pretty.
I had a
fucking
94
nice.
YJ, and the frame had rusted in half.
Yep.
They
Yep.
just fucking junk, dude. Chrysler Stellantis group.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't Stellantis then, but it's always been junk.
I sprayed 8 cans of fluid film on my red Jeep already.
You're
I'm not taking any chances.
All you did was seal the rust in. It's rotting from the inside.
Now it's got no rust.
It's got no,
couldn't
knock
find
on fucking table.
so
It's
far.
fucking, yeah, you got in Florida.
I went to Florida.
All
for
the
it.
salt is packed in that motherfucker.
It's like, what is this?
Yeah, what is
Freaks out and just starts
fucking falls apart
breaking out.
like the fucking Rusty's cars, fucking with bumpers hanging off and shit. But okay, so you worked on the Jeep and that was the most fucked.
That was
up.
the most fucked thing I've
Yeah.
ever worked on.
But you fucking made it work, and then you got this new one. Get into an accident.
Oh yeah, I bought it, and then a month later, a kid with no license ran a stop sign, totaled it.
Totally.
Well, it was technically totaled, but I never went through insurance, so I just ended up having I had to get the whole front frame cross member.
The front clip was twisted, dude.
Yeah,
the
some
front
guy,
clip
yeah,
was
some
like,
guy in Virginia chopped up his Jeep for me to get the front. I guess it would be called a cross member, like on the frame. And then I had the frame straightened, whole new front clip, repainted. Wrong color red too. The guy that painted it didn't even paint it the right color red.
Dude, that's a fucked up job. That
Yeah,
sucks. Especially, right after you bought, like,
Literally a month later. Actually, not even a month.
some little douche has to run
Some
a
little
light,
douche with no license ran a stop sign.
and now you're fucked. That's so crazy.
So yeah, that was a $10,000 endeavor right off
God
the
damn.
right off the rip.
right off the You're right off the
That's probably more than you spent on the Jeep.
Yeah, I spent $6 on it,
That's crazy.
and then yeah, I spent another $10,000 probably on lift kits and shit.
Yeah, you just did the lift.
So
on
now
it.
I cannot sell it because I'll never make my money
Oh,
back.
you'll never. Or you because you know what your car's worth.
I
You
know
know what you
I
got to
know
sell.
what I got. I know what I got. No
Don't
loss.
lowball me. I know what I have. $50,000.
It's an antique classic. Can't get.
Yeah, you can't say classic.
cannot
now.
find
It's,
another one
it's
as
vintage,
clean as this
bro.
one.
Yeah, it's fucking vintage, especially in the
I lose
Midwest.
like little bits of rust on the highway in my Crown Vic, but I still wouldn't sell it for less than $2,500.
$1 million.
You know, I'm surprised the old Ram, the only thing that's not there anymore because of rust is the rocker panels. That's it.
Yeah, you don't need
you're
There's
those.
like a
Rocker
little bit of
fan.
little spot on the fucking.
My plastic side skirts are held on with Gorilla Tape.
What
Gets the job done.
Yeah, right. He's out there like every other day with that Flex Seal. Like just a layer a day.
Just a layer a day.
Dude, you're fine.
Eventually, it'll just be all flex.
You know, eventually, car made of Flex Seal going down the road. Oh,
That's
man.
a lot of damage.
Didn't we rip off you? Your heat shield on your exhaust ripped off, or we ripped
Yes,
it off.
yeah.
That was one thing. That's pretty common though. I had the Hyundai, and that was like brand new at the time, and I ripped it off.
Remember I was doing an oil change on a Chevy, and I like loosened the drain plug on the oil pan, and then the manifold heat shield just falls on my face and got fiberglass all over my face. I was like, oh, this is
It's
awesome.
like that aluminum foiled
Yeah.
fiberglass fucking rust magnet.
Oh God.
There's
You
some
know,
fucking
Just funnels rust into
Speak-
your eyeballs.
eats it for breakfast.
Speaking about oil changes, I think anybody who does oil changes, I think the worst person who'd have to do one is somebody who's working on people like the trucks that do like either like pipelining or windmills or because it's caked
Caked in there.
shit.
Yeah.
It's always got that clay, dirt, and
Yeah.
like I've had to try and this guy wanted me to wash one when I was a porter, and he's like, get as much as you can off of there, and I'm sitting there with a clay rock.
Don't even make a mark.
That's like holy shit. And like
Damn.
2 hours go by, he's like, don't even worry about it. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't imagine you go to crack that fucking bolt off, and it's just
Get buried alive in the shit.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna need a fucking face shield. Even then, you still get shit in the eye. I swear I could get shit in my eye. I could be wearing like 8 layers of safety
Yeah,
glasses.
yeah.
Still like
creeps
right,
right
in the
around it,
fucking
yeah.
retina,
you get
dude.
swimmer's goggles. Just
It doesn't matter, dude. Right in the eye. Fucking. Just fucking.
in the
screaming.
mouth, ears.
In the mouth.
Ears, I think, is the
ears.
worst.
Oh, yeah, you catch some
Oh my- yeah, you
shitty,
just
rusty
feel it go
dirt.
Because
in
you're
and
just
you're
sitting
like,
there
"Oh,
doing this for the rest of the
fuck,
day.
dude.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. Ugh.
Yeah. That's the struggles of fucking my repair world, mechanic shit.
And living in Illinois.
Yeah, Midwest shit, Illinois shit. Fucking whatever though. I mean, it's part of the job. So, what else do I got in here? Okay, yeah. Do you like this shit? Do you even like this, bro? Like,
No.
Yeah. All right. All right. Bye, everybody. See you. We'll see you out here. Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I'd say it's probably one of the better jobs you could have if you're like mechanically inclined and like working on shit. But
Yeah.
there's days where you're like, holy fuck, I can't do this anymore. But and then you show up the next
and then
day.
you show up the next day.
and you're like,
It's
okay.
like Monday through Thursday, and on Friday you're like, I'm good.
yeah.
You have the gas can sitting next to the door and the match is sitting on the box, and you're like, one more day, I'll burn this fucker down.
Yeah.
One more day.
Yeah,
I
based,
swear to
exactly.
God, yeah, the one coworker, like I swear to God, if this guy talks to me one more fucking time today, and then he does it. That's like the day you're really gonna snap. That's how this place is.
That's what I liked at working at the shop. Like, you're like, I swear to God, if one more person pulls in and they're a piece of shit, and they're slight piece of shit, and you're like, all right, I'm burning your truck to the ground, and then they throw you a 20. Like,
Yeah, okay.
oh,
I
okay,
guess-
all right.
I guess
All
it'll
right,
be
the
all
rest
right
of the
this
day you
time.
go. Or he walks up with like 2 fucking pops or something, like
Yeah,
a sandwich. Like,
all right.
hey, I bought these for you.
Oh,
All right,
So
I
is
guess so.
Is the kart track like year round or is it
It's
seasonal?
April through like November 1st, so April through October.
End of October. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they ran it here all year.
I would hate
Can you
it.
imagine that
I,
shit?
I couldn't do it, honestly.
Yeah,
No
that'd be
tires.
pretty fucking hard to do.
Yeah, I could not do it.
But you can like come to work every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't really like coming here right now because there's no heat, but the heater's getting installed beginning of January.
Nice.
So then I'll be here a lot more.
Next year.
Next year.
Oh wait, it's still. It's not January. It's not. Never mind the joke. It's still 2024 technically, but our listeners don't know that.
A year and a
damn it.
week.
Yeah.
A year and 2 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just come a long, far way. I think it's crazy that you now have to take, like you said, care over 100 fucking go-karts plus 40 or 30, whatever, 30?
25.
Yeah, 30 fucking of these things, the rentals. So it's just, man, it's a lot of work, man, and you're doing a good job. So that's not to patronize or
Yeah.
be like condescending. Like seriously, man, this is like you said, it's probably like a good job if you're mechanically inclined, but you also have to bust your ass.
Yeah.
You have to be like a people person here because
Exactly.
you deal with your customers firsthand.
That was your least favorite part of it.
He's like
Having to
least
deal
favorite
with people.
customer.
Yeah, for real.
No, yeah.
You have to talk to people.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. Like I'd say I'm a pretty quiet guy, and then all of a sudden I got to talk to a whole bunch of people and remember their names and their
Yeah.
favorite go-kart number, their color, and all that shit. And it's just once you figure it out, it's pretty easy. But it's also kind of hard when you first start out to like organize your time because there's only so many hours in the day,
And there's so much.
and there's
shit
so much shit to get
Yeah.
done, and you gotta like prioritize and like you can't pick favorites either because then people get mad.
Yeah, you have a weird job
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah, and like in the race,
So in the race world, well, you deal with a lot of kids.
yeah, a lot of
And
kids,
kids bring their parents.
and yep,
So
yeah.
you have to deal with people that might really,
and everybody wants their kid to win.
Right,
But
exactly.
then, yeah, and I don't know, it's just hard. And there's some people
So
some people try harder to win, and then
yeah.
other people complain, and it's crazy.
So the multiple aspects of your job for everybody listening and watching is you deal with the rental go-karts, and then you can come here and rent a go-kart and have fun. But there's a whole race series that they developed here. So they race 10 times a year. And the go-karts on the right side of the screen are the ones they can drive, and they race each other with them. So there's a lot of kids that show up here,
Yep.
Even adults. Adults race go-karts, and it's still crazy. I mean, when you see like 10 to 20 some guys out there going an inch from each other at 60 miles an hour, an inch from the ground, you're
Yeah.
like, it's still crazy.
Yeah, it's-
But like kids are involved, so you have to take like extra care
Mm-hmm.
with not just talking to like the kid, but the parents, the level of safety involved in what you're doing and how you go about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like it's multifaceted. You can't just turn a fucking wrench. in
Yeah,
it.
and just also I would feel horrible if like I did something wrong and a little kid gets
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
A
you
lot
got
of safety involved.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
safety. You just gotta like dot your your I's and cross your T's. Isn't that the saying?
Cross your I's and
Yeah.
dot your T's.
Yeah,
dude.
something like that.
But yeah, it's definitely like very unique. I don't think a lot of
Yeah, I
people.
don't know
If you're
there's
not
any other
like
job like this really.
yeah, if you're not really driven though to like care about what you're doing, I mean, it's probably
You
not.
definitely have to give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not-
As much as I don't give a shit, I also kind of give a shit.
You have to be fair too, right? Because you can't tweak somebody's cart to
Yeah,
be a little bit
yeah.
faster than somebody else.
Exactly. And then like yeah, you can't pick favorites, and then like there's some people that are like I want to go faster, and then you do that, and then
Yeah.
the next guy's like, well, how'd you make them faster? So then you gotta do that
They
again.
do it to everybody.
And then
yeah.
it's difficult, but it's also pretty easy at the same time.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
And you're the one man. I mean, you have some kids that help you. Some of the other
Yeah,
kids
I mean,
help you, but
They help me fill up gas cans pretty much. That's- I mean, change some tires.
Other than that, you're the guy prepping 40 go karts for race day and making sure 30 other go karts run for the rentals.
Yeah, yeah.
That night. And then they race, people come out Wednesdays and race rentals or
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
So you have to keep a whole fleet of go-karts that are purpose built for rental stuff.
Getting the
plastic,
shit beat out of 'em.
Getting completely hammered to fuck.
Yeah.
And then like race carts that want to be safe and fast
Yes.
as possible.
Yes.
But
Yeah, like I with the rentals, like people will be like, well, cart 3 is faster than cart 7. And it's like, well, that fucking sucks.
yeah, I don't give a
Yeah, like
Get
go
away
over here
from
and fix
me.
it yourself if you want to go faster. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that I don't care. It's just that I can't make sure every cart is within a tenth of a second when I have
Yeah.
100 more to worry about.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're all within, and honestly, like
Yeah, like
they're all within. I'd say second, maybe just a hair over.
The only
a second.
problem is that if you just quit, if everybody quit crashing them, they wouldn't all be
Yeah.
so fucking slow and fucked up.
Yeah, good luck telling the public
Yeah.
to, hey, please don't bang
Yeah,
our
they'll
shit
come
up.
in here and be like, this cart's slower. I'm like, well, did you fucking drive into the wall or something? They're like,
Yeah, they're just
"No."
holding the steering wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is this go-kart?
They're all scraped up from like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The last time I came out here, one of the people lost their visor.
Yeah,
They hit something so hard, the visor came off the helmet.
Part of me doesn't even like watching the public go out anymore because then it just like, oh, there's an hour of my time gone. There's an hour. Like just every crash, you're like, oh shit, that hurts.
Well, a motor just flew off of that one.
It's like watching your kid playing baseball, but he gets hit in the head with the baseball instead or something.
Like,
You know, it's like, oh,
just
fuck.
horrible shit every time.
Now he's dumb.
Oh fuck, man. Yeah, this place is unique. It's different. I don't know.
This goes back to like the ever evolving nature of things, because like Mario, when you first started, it was like you said, shipping containers, shops. I remember you wheeling like 30 carts into 2 different shipping containers.
Yeah. Had to
You're
pick
like,
them up.
This is my shop. This is terrible.
It was so cold and wet. It was always raining. It felt like when I needed to be working.
Our first year, it rained a lot.
Dude.
I remember it rain. I remember it snowing a couple times too.
Remember when we moved into the tail end of the garages here before they knocked the walls down? But we got high as fuck off gasoline.
Yeah, we were cleaning
because we
shit-
were like
yeah.
cleaning
Shit
shit
with gasoline.
and we had just a tiny small room, like
It was-
big, no
yeah.
bigger than my room at home, and it was just gas.
Yeah, it was literally where this beam was a wall. And we were in here cleaning shit with gasoline. Like we walked outside, we're like, whoa, is this what fresh air feels
you
like?
crack the door, you're like, whoa, man, that shit hit me like a freight train.
I remember that. That was crazy.
Yeah, so you guys do remember the hill. Do you guys remember that? The steel metal go-karts. And
Yeah.
I guess safety has progressed. Yeah.
These
'Cause
look a hell of a lot safer than those
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I was like, for the public, I guess you could say they've even gotten safer.
Do you think
Oh,
that,
yeah.
do you
We
think
see
that,
it every day, so.
Do you think that Chad could ride in these without scraping the ground?
Probably. I think
Yeah,
they're.
for sure.
Yeah, Chad's a big guy, so
Yeah.
I think the seats are, they're playing me comfy, so. And there's
They're
adjustment
just
on
a
these.
lot bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is a lot of adjustment. The old ones didn't have much adjustment, or it was ruined or completely broken. So you can move the pedals on these. You can move the fucking seat. You can't change or adjust the.
He's gonna be pissed that I said that. What the fuck?
Nah, it should be fine. We'll drag him out here. We'll fucking put him in the wall. But, oh man. Okay. You think it's easier? Do you okay? Do you think you prefer the race world? Or you know what? Do you even like motorsports? Do you like racing? Or is it just
I
part
like
of the
drag
gig, you
racing,
think?
honestly.
You like drag racing?
My favorite motorsport thing is drag racing for
Okay.
sure. But like, yeah, I never really watched like NASCAR or anything.
No?
I was never in the racing. Never watched F1.
That's funny because you're doing this.
And then I'm just here. I'm just the go-kart mechanic.
Now you're like a race-winning, championship-winning go-kart mechanic. You're like, whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I just help win trophies. That's crazy, dude. You won, yeah, like Margay, you won national stuff, dude.
Mhm, yeah.
So it's not a light feat to accomplish a well-oiled machine, man. It's like it takes a lot of work. You and a driver are involved.
It's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, it's just motorsport. You're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think you like cars or car culture more than any of the race world? We can talk about car culture because I fucking hate it.
I hate car
Yeah,
culture.
well,
Like, there's
I
like,
love it. Like,
Yeah,
but I
like-
hate it. Like, I like car shows, but I'm not going to
it's
them.
like I
you know,
hate and then like an asterisk. Like there's some like groups that are pretty good. Like it's like I like them, but then like there's like 350Z drivers with their trumpet shit and then like
Shut up. No.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
those new broccoli-headed kids driving BMWs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
with their crackle
Yeah.
tunes and shit. Oh my god.
I mean, but some of those BMWs are so sick and fast,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hate it.
I know,
hate it,
I
right?
know.
Like you're like, but it's fucking wrapped in gaudy pink anime characters.
Yeah, and it's like, oh god.
And then they do have like 40,
like Fast and Furious,
40
man.
subs on it. I
Yeah.
don't know. Car culture is whatever.
Car
Okay.
culture is just toxic. We talked about this.
Yeah, we
definitely
did talk.
toxic, yeah.
What's your take? You just like,
I feel like there's this a couple Facebook groups I'm in, but like somebody will post a picture, it's like a wholesome post. It's like, here's my car, and it's like not like a shit car. It's like lowered on some coils and like nice wheels and shit. Then you look at the comments, and everybody's just like fucking
shits
ripping them
on 'em.
apart. You're like, god damn.
The other day, I'm part of some dumb groups on Facebook for car meets, and the guy that owns Strats in Villa Park just closed
Yeah, he just
that
closed,
place
yeah.
down. and that's
Oh,
like where
really?
everybody meets up or whatever. He just
There was
sold
so
it.
many of those.
He sold it to a tire shop, so there's gonna be a tire shop there now.
Oh.
But he sold the restaurant. He's moving to Florida, and everybody that like used to park there with their cars is just shitting on this guy. Like, this guy's a piece of shit. Why would he sell this place? It's like, it's not for you. It was, it was
it's a
his
restaurant,
business.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Car culture got attached to it.
Yeah.
It was because I remember going to school and it was just I never went more than twice, 3 times. I just don't
Do you
get.
remember when that guy Justin had that tricked out ZX2 Escort, and
I remember it, but I don't remember like you did.
He
because
would
we
go.
talked about it.
Yeah, he would go. He had fucking scissor doors or whatever on that stupid thing. Yeah, he had scissor doors on this Escort ZX2. He had the neon underglow. It was like your quintessential Fast and Furious Need for Speed underground car on a Ford, right? And it was fine, right? It was pretty cool. But like back in the day when we were in high school, everyone would meet at the Domino's Pizza in Bourbonnais.
And that was like the
And that
spot.
was the spot.
You
They
go
would just go
somewhere-
there. They would just park their cars and rev their engines and look like idiots. And like that was it. And then they got in trouble
Why do
for
I-
doing that dumb
I
shit.
feel like I never went to car shows or I was zip tying throttle cables under my carburetor. I was, like I was fucking
Monte Carlo.
trying to get Janet my stupid 1500 or 2500 to move. Like I felt like I never went to any of those car shows.
I've gone to maybe 10 car shows in my life.
Are you a car show guy or no?
I've never been to one.
There's some guys that don't miss like any single one around here for pictures. Like they
Yeah,
just go to
yeah.
take a million. And I don't give a fuck about that car culture. God, it's fucking toxic.
I think like I would rather go to like ones where it's the older restored cars that just
They had one.
instead of like newer aged like, oh, look at what I did to my brand new BMW.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
give a shit about your
Yeah,
brand new
exactly.
BMW.
But where I worked, they used to have every Monday was classic car day.
Like a cruise night kind of deal.
Yeah, well,
Cruise
yeah,
nights,
they would
yeah.
just come park in the parking
Cruise
lot
nights
and
are
take
kind
pictures.
of. I prefer cruise night more than car show stuff.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty chill, tame, like just
Yeah.
everybody's parked and pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like Cars and Coffee. I don't know what video I just saw this last week, but it was making fun of Cars and Coffee meets because they all seem to turn into like exotics. And
Yeah,
guys, and then Mustangs and whoever Camaros that come and ruin it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the stupid
So-
broccoli-headed kids again. With
That's
the
what,
fucking
but I
BMW
want to like. That's the
doing
thing.
burnouts.
I guess I want to go see the exotic. I want to go see the fucking Zonda R that it doesn't exist anywhere else. But then some fucking dickbag in a Camaro has to like, and now none of that no more. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's also kind of different because working here, because like you see McLarens and shit
this
every day.
work-
like-
every day, and I've totally been desensitized.
Yeah,
to
it's just
the
like,
crazy-
okay.
Drove a McLaren here.
Yeah, right.
Pretty sick.
Right, like this place is such a little slice of heaven, car heaven.
Yeah, like people
So-
daily drive their McLarens here to go hop in their other McLaren
see,
or whatever.
yeah, we see, and then they're like, "Come for a ride or take
Yeah,
the
yeah,
keys."
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
it's-
"Holy
It's the
shit!"
car guy's wet dream.
Yeah, exactly.
This place it's fucking heaven, dude.
It is.
There's no place
It's
like
in a
it.
weird, like, realistically, it's in a kind of weird location. You
It
know?
is a very
Yeah.
weird
It's off the beaten path. It's not somewhere where you'd expect it to be, and it's just this. It's a unique, like you said, slice of heaven. It's a unique, like,
Car heaven,
just
man.
place.
It's definitely weird because the one time you told me is you're like, yeah, just one of the guys just coming out for the weekend, just helicopter flew in,
Yeah, yeah.
dropped,
Yeah.
stayed in
I'm not
the
gonna
shop
say
for the
I'm not
weekend.
gonna say
No,
any
I
names
wasn't
on
gonna
anybody.
name
Yeah,
that name,
yeah.
but dropped in, has cars already at the shop, used that, was
Yeah.
there all weekend,
Yeah.
and then
Sick.
just took off in his helicopter
Yeah.
again. That's fucking
I
crazy.
wish I had a helicopter.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
that,
honestly
that's
get
expensive.
I get more excited seeing like some like old like 90s Mazda or some bullshit over like a brand new
Yeah.
McLaren now, just because I see so many.
We see so many of the. Well, it's not like we haven't seen so many 720s and McLaren
Yeah.
720s. Did you see the new Ferraris? Like we saw them, or I saw the new Ferraris here. Technically, like 2 days before they were like delivered to the
Yeah, with that-
customer.
yeah.
Which was like bananas, man.
Yeah.
The new Daytona SP2 or 3, whatever they. I was like, what the fuck? This thing shouldn't even be out here.
Yeah.
And the guy is like, like
yeah.
Laughs in Italian.
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I just can't believe some of the shit that I've
Yeah,
seen. But
yeah.
then, like, I guess that's where anybody turns their head at, like, Amir Salago on the street, and we're like, "Pfft, white. White. Who just leaves there as white? So, I don't know. You seen, like, fucking 1,200 horsepower twin-turbo Corvettes through here.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Like, just the craziest. So, I like that car. I guess our little world of car culture I love. The people that are like like very cool and lucky and fortunate to have that shit, and then they're cool enough to share it.
You just
Yeah.
gotta have a good group of people. You can't have a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I just don't want, like, and not to shit on the whole grid life community, but I'm saying it, fucking, like, the whole grid life.
I don't like grid
get
life.
party, waste drunk for like 4 days straight, and they race, but it's like multi-class, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Grid life here.
yeah. I just different, I like that. I do not like that. I'm fucking real racer, real, like, we
I
go
would
to
just show up
win.
for the merch.
It's like a concert and all.
Honestly, no, for real. Just show up to the concert for the merch, man. You spend fucking $200 on merch. You didn't even watch the races.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
The one time I came here for Grid Life with you, I remember it was like fucking 6 years ago or 7 years ago now, and it was cool because there was like, 30 booths of people just hawking their shit.
Yeah.
It was just interesting.
Yeah, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to shit on grid life
The
because
cooler
like,
cars were in the parking lot.
yeah, than like actual race cars probably. It's like they have some cool shit, and if that's a good way to get into racing your car if you want to. So I'm not gonna shit on them completely. I just think the culture that follows that series
for sure.
is like, good bros. Can you fucking calm down, please? Like, and I'm also very race-hearted, like
I thought you were
motorsport.
gonna say racist.
I'm the raciest racist. Everybody, so you know I'm the raciest. Oh fuck.
So,
So
To piggyback off what we were talking about.
yeah, bringing it all around full circle.
we just had a hand session.
Off camera, Patreon exclusive. No, car culture sucks. That's what I think where we left off. It's not good, not worth it, whatever. I like some motorsports stuff. I don't know. Back to motorsports culture or whatever. Is there a huge thing or like a big difference between like the public, and that's the people I guess in the rental carts, and then everybody who's just like a racer or like part of the kart league? Like, you think there's a pretty big difference?
Skill, yes.
Everything, yes. Attitude,
yes. There's some guys that like take it seriously, like do the leagues and shit, and they're actually pretty good drivers and stuff in the public side. And then there's the straight up hooligans that come in here high on crack or something, and fold up the rentals like tacos. It's just like it's a very, on the public side, it's like two sides, but they're completely opposite, and then everything in between.
yeah,
It's a spectrum.
It's spectrum, yes.
of like degree of how fucked up
Yes.
it is.
You
How
get-
fucked up is
yeah.
fucked up.
Pretty fucked up.
Pretty fucked up.
And then on the member side, it's at least kind of nice because like they own the cart, so like they try not to fold it up, but like with the rentals, it's like, oh, it's bumper cars. Let's fucking see how many people we can spin out and shit like that.
See how many people we can crash into.
Yeah, yeah, and like the members, like they all have the same like mentality of like safe, fast, fun.
Yeah. I think it's keyword safe, the first
Yeah.
part. I think they want to make sure they're safe, and like they don't want to, nobody really wants to beat up their own shit.
Yeah.
It's just, that's exactly what you hear. You hear rental. Like, think of the last time you were in a rental. Like, even you work on them, you're like, I'm going to beat the shit out of
even
this
me,
thing.
I'm taking people out and everything.
I'm going to see how this thing takes that mound of dirt right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
in
let's
the
see.
middle of the field.
Let's jump this real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm never too worried. Even I could be coming out of an airport and I'll be like, I'm gonna go see how that mound of dirt is in the middle.
Yeah.
Of it. Like,
Let's see how
Yeah.
much scraping I can do on this curb. Real
I guess
quick.
nobody's nice to rental stuff.
Yeah.
But the members, the people who race or whatever, like, definitely probably appreciate.
Yeah, the one
respect
thing
their
I don't
shit.
like about on the member side sometimes is like people do like 1,000 laps in their go-kart, and I'm like, hey, you need to like maybe change your oil or
Maintain
like,
this
maintain this thing. And they're like, no, what? It's like my lawnmower or like whatever. It's just like,
Once a season.
and they'll
Yeah.
blow through a set of tires in like a month, and they're like,
The tires.
I just got tires. Wow, well, they're fine, and like the cords are poking out, and you're like, all right, guy.
Okay, you've been out here every day for 4 weeks straight.
And then on the other side of that, there's people that every time they show up, it's like, oh, I need a new set of tires. I need this. I need that. And it's
You
like,
see, like, yeah. Then there's a whole spectrum
Yeah, and it's
of
just
like,
like-
the members and karting.
yeah, and
karting
it's just
side.
watching them just blow money like nobody's business. You're like, oh my god, must be nice, I guess. But
I mean, yeah, but that's what also keeps you
Yeah, yeah,
busy. and
yeah,
cool.
exactly.
But like, I guess it just
Job security.
job security,
Yeah.
yeah.
you see both sides of that.
Yeah.
The people that are run their shit into the ground. It doesn't even matter how much what status or what you consider, you're well off or what.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like some people maintain their shit,
And it's like cool to see people that like actually like give a shit, I guess you would say, and like try to get the extra 10th out.
like the
Or like whatever,
like we're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Drop
lap
a
time.
couple, or like drop like a 10th or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I remember seeing the little bit, well, or not. I guess I remember like coming back and doing the rental stuff. And like, even then you see some of those guys actually progress. Some of those guys get better, right?
Yeah.
Like that's nice to see from the public side, but on the, on the member side, I think I see a lot more of like, can I throw money at it?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, 'cause some guys like think they like, oh, if I spend money, I go faster. But
Yeah.
it's really up to them.
Yeah. It's more time. It's more seat time than,
Yeah.
dollar amount.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I wouldn't say sucks, but it's kind of bad when you have your own go-kart because then you beat up your go-kart.
Yeah.
So like over time, like you'll go faster, but you'll also go slower because the cart.
it gets used
gets
up.
used
It's
up, yeah.
getting used up.
Yeah.
The chassis does, it develops like weak spots or like tension points, and that's why chassis can break or snap
Yeah,
on you.
yeah.
You've seen these things crack and bend in weird places, like with stuff that holds the axle in place on those little cassettes or wing arms or whatever you want to call them. On the corner spots and the in the welds that goes right by the engine brakes.
Yeah,
the thing gets tired. Chassis, like you get used in old. All of us out there listening and watching are used in old up. Like
Yeah.
yeah, let's face it. Like
What's the average like lifespan then of a kart chassis?
well,
Like on average, obviously.
like
it
if we're
differs,
talking national level car racing, this is probably more I can like. I want to hear
Yeah.
your side of this place, but like national level, like do a weekend.
Yeah.
If you're, and it might be, if you balled one up, well, then that's one event, one day, one race.
Yeah.
But then it's a chassis, and we're talking, it's a $3,500, maybe up to a $5,000. That's just
Can
it.
you
Like
replace
coming out of a
parts?
box. Yeah, just have a box of those things at a national event. And there's like there's like 10 boxes in some dude's semi.
Yeah.
And like we just
can't-
recycle through them.
You can't like replace parts on a chassis. It's just easier to replace the whole thing.
No, I'm just saying it's a go-kart. So when you crash, it's probably because it's usually gonna need a chassis.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that's hopefully also the driver's okay. But there's been instances where you're just driving and like anybody can type in go-kart crash, and if they like are racing next to a hay bale, that hay bale sucks in a wheel and it just rips it rips it clean from the chassis. Well, my bad. I almost backed you. But yeah, like when it goes bad, I guess in karting, it's like it's pretty cooked.
Yeah.
It's like it's bad.
Like you know how like there's like human years and dog years. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like car years and then
Go-kart year?
car miles
Yeah.
and then go-kart miles. But like I feel like if like you had the choice and you were just like recreational and not racing, I'd say you get a new kart every year. If you're like here every weekend, I would say.
And you're using it up.
Yeah, using it up like here all day every weekend. I'd say.
Yeah,
at least once a year.
Because you see, like, carts trade owners often.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But then by the time that third year comes up, because it's been through, it was a really good cart when it first came out. I'm not saying the third year is going to be the, like.
Yeah, it's not done, but.
Yeah, it's not done, but it's also not going to be that first year.
Yeah.
And then that's when you do see, like, those crazy critical failures. That's like a chassis, like, wants to snap in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like bending a thin piece of metal back and forth 100 times and
Until
finally
it-
just cracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it is, I guess.
That's the failure you see on the race side,
Yeah.
the pro carts. What is probably all the stuff that what is all the stuff that you'll probably see on the public, the rental carts, the big beefy ones?
Tires we go through a lot of tires just because we go through a lot of miles. I've only seen one frame crack, but
But you still saw.
yes,
Aren't they
I've seen-
beefier? Aren't they like
Oh, yeah.
thicker frames?
I mean, the race carts they weigh about like 150, maybe 170.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the rentals weigh 420 pounds with a full tank of gas.
that's a huge difference.
Yeah. So like,
To snap one, man.
and I've seen one crack, and then really the only thing that really kills them is bending them.
When they just get twisted up.
Yeah. And like the motors, I've had to rebuild a couple motors. The cams and the new
I was
Honda.
about to say, didn't you have cam issues?
Yeah, the new Honda cams kind of suck, so I have to replace the cams. Rear axles, but I kind of figured a remedy for that because basically the the bearing would stop spinning with the axle. So like the axle would spin, but the bearing stay still, and then it
would
then
heat up and it would
yeah.
start to like rub itself through.
Yeah, it like shaves down like a groove into the axle, so then you got like suspension in the rear almost. But I kind of remedied a solution for that. I'm just going to tack weld the bearing to the.
And not use a set screw because it's a grub screw that holds it.
The set screw is a 3mm Allen, so like you could get it tight, and then if you want to get it tighter, it just rounds.
It rounds off into 3 mil.
You're like, oh fuck.
Put a proper 4 mil thick one in there.
So then if I just on this
Can you
one.
use a bolt? I'd put a bolt.
Yeah, just bolt right through. Well, it's a solid axle and it's chrome ollie, so good luck trying to drill that. So I just tack welded just a little bit. So like if I have to replace the axle, I just cut the tack weld.
Yeah,
it's just it's an experiment for this next year.
I
to
guess,
see if it works.
and they're solid. Like you're not replacing axles constantly.
There's only been 2 axles I got bent.
Yeah, okay.
But
in the karting world, we'll replace axle from session to session. Like I've put in an axle like all day, every day for like 7 hours straight. 8 hours straight, more because you're at the track longer.
And plus, like on the
track time,
on the race karts, you got the soft axle, medium axle.
You get combinations.
Yeah.
They got rainbow axles where it breaks down into hard, soft, like medium. Like it's crazy the stuff that they got out there. But so the rental world, it's like when it goes bad, it's probably they're pretty beefy. They take some abuse. You seen burned up clutches, and these are wet clutches.
There's been 2 clutches that burnt up. Belts, go through a lot of belts.
Oh, belt driven. These are belt driven. So it's not a chain.
Not chain.
Yeah, these are belt.
But we started getting cheaper belts just because. Well, this was the problem. We'd buy cheaper belts, but every time we'd buy the cheaper belt, we wear them out faster.
Okay.
So now we went to the more expensive belts, and now it's like we're spending the same amount of money.
It's not. It didn't make a difference.
Yeah, it did make a difference.
There you go. Just some junk parts. Now, I don't know if it's a junk part, but like the difference between $1 maybe not worth it. So they're still being worn out, chewed up. A lot of gears, a lot of oil changes.
Do companies go to belt driven because it's cheaper than chain driven?
I wouldn't say it's cheaper. It's just like, so if you had a chain driven one, you'd have to lube the chain. I'm sure you'd have to, on the rentals, you have to lube it like what, every 2 hours at least.
What do you mean?
Like on the rentals, if they were chain driven.
Oh, I'd probably be like once a day.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like twice a day maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like
the maintenance on like a chain is like crazy.
And then a belt, you just put it on and make sure it's tight, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Harleys, that's the way Harleys have gone.
Aren't they all belt driven?
They're all belt driven. It just took away the maintenance of pad greasing and oiling a chain. So, conversion kits for like Harley stuff, I think that's pretty like rad. Not like that. That's cool shit. But yeah, as far as these rental go-karts, it'd be crazy to have a chain drive.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they all probably were. They probably all were fucking. Oh god, even worse than they could be today. But right on, man. Okay, well, that's like a big difference. So, the race world and the pub. Oh, well, I'm gonna ask you one last thing. Like, do you think it's like ground? Do you think karting is a good place at ground level motorsports? To, like,
100%.
Yeah, and like you would say, it's probably try the rentals and then maybe consider buying or getting a used cart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you like when I said earlier, it take like every year you would want to get one. You don't have to. Like you could just drive it until the wheels fall off, basically.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah,
There's a lot of go-karts in the used market and do 206 racing. There's 2-stroke racing. There's 4-stroke racing. Yeah, I mean the kind of ceiling's the limit. Like right now, there's a lot of stuff to do, and you should find a racetrack within probably 3 to 2 hours of you.
Yeah, if you could find just like a used 206 motor with any type of chassis, really, if you just want to try it out, get into it. Like an Ignite is a good entry-level kart.
Yeah.
And it keeps up with like the more expensive ones, but
everything's expensive now. Even an Ignite's expensive now. I would not recommend a Margay, and that's a little bit of personal. That's my personal choice, and there may be history there, but I've worked and been with the Margay. Like you work on it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great, like it's like the Miata world of
definitely.
go-karts, but I wouldn't recommend it. Not if you're wanting to be serious.
Oh yeah, if you wanted to get serious, I'd definitely go like OTK or.
Yeah, exactly. OTK, what Kart Republic, something like that.
Yeah.
Tony Kart, that's OTK.
Okay.
Yeah. A CRG is like another option, right? Like that's the CRGs are actually the rental.
Yeah, CRG Centurions.
Centurion, yeah. CRG is like a big one. Burrell, you have your Burrells. I used to race a Burrell. What What did I have? I have a Abichi, Sabachi, something, Hibachi? No, I don't remember. I have one of those fucking old school, like mid-2000 bread box bodywork cards. Yeah, I mean, that's, I would say, I was just going to get your take. Yeah, I think it's good to go to your local kart track. And
try out a rental, see if you like it.
Yeah, see what you think.
Especially if you're interested in, like, maybe doing, like, Spec Miata or something, you know.
Like, go in and see.
Yeah,
like,
moving on up. But, like, definitely start with karting if you wanted to get into something. Just so, you know, you'll figure it out. Because it transfers over pretty well to car stuff.
Well, yeah, they say the best drivers started from karting.
Exactly.
Like, starting from a young age.
It's like karting is probably more cost effective
way
to
cheaper.
start off than like trying to jump right into car racing.
Yeah.
Because, like, a whole set of tires for a go-kart is probably the same price as one tire for a car.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. It's just, you know, it's definitely good entry level stuff. It's a good way to, get your feet wet and see what racing's about.
Yeah.
Getting past the iRacing and the sim racing stuff. So, I don't know, be ready, make some friends. Learn about shit, talk about shit, setups, or, you know, as you talk about the motorsport world, like, this is the people you know, the teacher, you know, what you're going to know. So you're going to pick stuff up along the way, and I don't know. Yeah, I recommend it, right?
Yeah, just try it out.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. Well, okay. Yeah, I always ask this. Do you see yourself doing this, like, in the next couple years? Like, working at the kart track or fixing shit in general?
I'll probably be fixing shit for the rest of my life, I think. It's like one thing I'm like kind of good at, so like keep it going for a while.
Keep it fixing, yeah.
The kart track, I'd like to keep it going for at least a couple more years, see where it goes. Because like, I mean, every year we grow way more than I'd ever expect. So,
yeah, you're going to need help soon.
Exactly. But yeah, I'd definitely keep it going for at least a couple years. I'd like to stay as long as possible.
Yeah.
Just because the environment here is pretty cool.
Oh.
He just looked over. I was just.
Oh, no, yeah, no, it's a great place to learn and be a part of something that most people don't get to do. And I don't know, man, this place is so unique. Like,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
We've said it a million times with broken records.
Would you say
now.
you've got, so this is just a regular question, would you say you've got a lot of like creative liberty here in this place to kind of do what you want?
I'd
Not
say
like
so.
do what you want, but like to test out theories and like
Yeah.
figure shit out.
Yeah, and like there's
That's
a couple
good.
members that I could be like, I'm gonna try this on your cart real quick, and you tell me if it's good or bad, and then like if it's good, I write it down, that's good or whatever, and then
The feedback is
I
important.
I use that on the next guy or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So that's smart because a lot of people don't write that shit down.
Yeah, I have 4 or 5 notebooks of just shit that I wrote down over the years.
Yeah, I keep a knowledge. You gotta have like a knowledge bank.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do write stuff down, but other stuff it's just stuck to me. It's like
Yeah.
riding a bike.
Yeah, after a while.
Like there's just all my general basic setups for like every local racetrack. It's not written down. It's just I know them.
Yeah.
So, like gear ratios, setups for axle, setups for width, setups for. So like when you work on that. Like I guess Botar said, like when you work on that knowledge set, you get so much of it here. You're at your home track every day, and you get members that like come out and like, they're gonna spend all day, right? So you're like trying this shit and trying that. Yeah, you've had to do motor swaps.
Motor
right?
swaps. Yeah. I've went from like the medium axle to the soft, and then the soft to the hard, back to the medium. You know.
Yeah.
Just like just to try things, see what's better or worse or whatever. And like, I don't really use the notebook, but like in the beginning, like I'll remember everything at the end of the year, and I'm like, okay, I don't need this notebook anymore. And then the start of the next season starts, and I'm like, how much oil do I put in the motor?
Yeah, what did I do again? Yeah.
What's a good tire pressure? Yeah, just forget everything, and then another
Yeah.
month goes by, and I remember it all.
Yeah, it comes flooding back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is. I wish it didn't shut down, but I get it. It needs to, especially it gets as cold as it gets, and the weather and how things get out here can be. I don't know. Weather's I guess kind of crazy for this place. So, when we work here, you got to experience like all 4 seasons. Like it's a monsoon, it starts snowing, and then it like heats up to 70 degrees. I swear it's happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, this place is an anomaly. It's a.
And then sometimes like it'll be raining everywhere else, like within like a 50-mile radius, and you come here and it's
bone dry.
sunny and 70.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
What is this? Yeah, this place is fucking goofy, and I recommend it. And it's not a plug, but yeah, this place is cool. It's
Pretty cool. If you're nearby, check it out.
Yeah.
Fuck it, just during the winter get like enclosed side by sides. Just have them running around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do what is it called? The Honda Odyssey? No, what are those called?
Yeah, that's an Odyssey.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
Honda styles.
That's you hear Honda Odyssey and you think the minivan.
No.
But these things are like little 4-wheel dune buggy.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I didn't know what they were until you saw one, but yeah, fucking Odyssey with like a fucking heater core blasting on you.
Plexiglass around it.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and warm in there.
All right, fixing shit. So yes, on go-karts because you said you want to be here. What about the other, like say the other job? Because you work on a bunch of little bullshit there, right? It's all like, it's a mix of everything.
Yeah,
Lawnmowers,
cars, trucks.
Anything else. You're gonna be working on your own shit. You didn't even talk about your Jeep.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna be putting more parts. You already put a lift kit on it.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna end. You're gonna be like,
I'm just gonna keep on doing it. Especially, I like the landscaping company a lot, just because I learned so much. Every time I go there, I learn something new, basically.
Really?
And just like I use that knowledge here, and then I use that like working on my Jeep or whatever.
yeah. You see some pretty fucked up shit over there.
Oh yeah, it's just like not even that, but like stuff I haven't done before. Like I don't know, brakes on a cab over. I've never done that before, and then, I learned how to do brakes on a cab over or something,
Yeah.
or like ball joints or whatever.
Oh, that would sound miserable. It's like something you got to press or pull or hammer the shit out of. But okay, so you get to work on kind of weird, goofy
Yeah, and
shit.
then like I got to rebuild I've rebuilt like single cylinders before, and then I got to rebuild my first twin cylinder, and it's just
hydraulic stuff
yeah,
with like O-rings
Uh-huh.
and yeah, okay.
yeah, and it's like I always did like non-oil pump motors or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I don't know
like
what
small engines like Splash.
Oh yeah,
No,
splash.
Yeah, and then I did like
hydraulically
hydraulic twin and stuff.
Okay,
with
so
an
something
oil
that has an
pump.
oil pump in it and stuff.
I don't,
Yeah, making sure like if you replace an oil pump, pack
Yeah,
it full
yeah,
of grease.
yeah,
and
exactly.
shit. So you learned how to do other goofier.
yeah, and it's just like
fixing everyday maintenance.
check it off
service
the
work.
list basically.
Yeah,
It's like okay,
like,
I did that
Fucking
before.
lights don't work today for some stupid reason or some shit.
Yeah,
You're like,
I did.
"Alright,
I have learned a lot about wiring at that landscaping
fucking
company.
putting flexio on quarter panels, dude. Fucking rocker panels missing. I fucking hate body work.
I hate body work. I cannot do it.
Side note. I'm just
Fuck body work.
I'll do it, but I don't want to fucking
Yeah,
do
I'm
it.
hating everything when I'm doing it.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a bent-in bumper still for months, but whatever.
Electrical work to a degree is okay.
Yeah.
Until you have to trace that shit and it's broken like 7 spots and you can't find it and you just.
I
fuck.
did purchase so at the landscaping company they had this guy come and repair the floor pans. He was from not Mexico, but he was from
Like a different country. He was just he was
no,
a
no,
brown.
no, it was right by
You
Mexico.
could say
No,
that.
it was right by Mexico. I can't remember what it was called.
One of the Central
What
American
is
countries.
that? What is
Yeah,
that?
somewhere around there. And then like he was like he like
Latino.
showing me pictures or like showing my boss pictures of like all the stuff he's done, and like it's all like grainy pictures, but like it looks cool, right? And so my boss was like, all right, we could do these floor pans, and this kid just hacked up the whole truck, like
really
and
trying
like
to
and
make
like
it look fucking.
yeah, like everything was bondoed and like self-tappered in. And he's like, yeah, it's all good, and then he. Oh, it was so
no.
bad. But anyway, when he was doing that, he was just throwing the grinder around. He sliced right through the harness.
Oh,
And so, like,
shit.
He didn't tell anybody. He put the cart back in, and then like I went to go start it up,
Nothing.
and it would start, and then you turn the key off, and it just keep running, and then it'd be like, blah, 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 and it would finally kill itself.
What?
And
the
then,
fuck?
and so then I was like, fuck. So then I got a circuit sniffer. You ever heard of those?
Yeah, isn't it? You have power and you just go along.
just
the
go around and
fucking-
it beeps eventually.
Yeah,
There's- Oh god, I can't
it's a
remember.
power
There's
probe, right?
Power
It's a
probe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a power
that's-
probe.
yeah,
It was
it's a
power
power
probe with a
probe.
sniffer.
Fucking Chewy got one. And he was fucking pissing.
I don't
Yeah,
know why
so-
the fuck you got it, but
But yeah, I was like, I don't know how he got the grinder up there, but it was like above the steering column, underneath the dash, was cut. But like it was obviously with the grinder.
that he was just fucking.
He was just like- he was usually
in
like-
there, like.
It was crazy.
That one's pretty good. That would fucking suck though. And that's
But
the
yeah.
problems you don't even know that you're gonna run into.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, I figured out how to do that, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like the guy, like we had a guest on, Ben. I don't know if you know him, but he was working like on mail trucks and like, yeah, the level of like fucked up shit that happens, and you don't even. You're like, how did this?
Yeah,
Is this guy like playing with a fucking I don't know circus?
We learned that
like,
people piss in their mail trucks.
Yeah, people piss in mail trucks, dude, and then
yeah.
huck them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a government vehicle. What do you expect?
I mean, granted, Rick did help me out with that broken wire, but I remember like before I even thought it was a broken wire, I was like changing the ignition barrel and stuff because like codes would pop up for like faulty ignition barrel. So I was like maybe like because he also like he put the negative on the positive and the positive on the negative on the battery and fried a 175 watt or amp
Holy
fuse.
shit, dude! What?
I don't know what he was doing, man.
He
He like
mixed them up.
I don't know what he did, and yeah, so like I was like chasing that for a while, and then I was like maybe he fried the BCM. So then I was like seeing what troubleshoot on that, but it just turned out to be a broken wire.
Yeah, so that sounds like a cascading.
Oh my god, it was like a week and a half or maybe
I'm
2
trying
weeks
to
to just try and figure it out.
That's
It
brutal.
sucks too because at the end you're just
Oh, was that? Yeah. It took me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you don't know well, that teaches you now that like, well, hopefully like you can, I don't know, just look like.
Now
visual inspection is like the first thing that is like so important, but
Now next time when somebody gets floor pans replaced and their shit doesn't work, I'll be like, all right,
looking by the floor,
pull the
pan.
carpet up. We're looking.
The fucking screws are drilled into the harness, holding it together. That'll hold tight right through. Yeah, man, that's the worst part. It makes me shiver thinking about like all the how cold it is in here. No, it's making
Yeah,
me
it's
shiver
freezing in here.
thinking about all the shitty problems and the stuff you got to fix along the way.
the half-assedness.
Yeah, you got a whole ass of half problem
Whole ass of half problems.
until you get a whole ass. I don't know, but
Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one.
there you go. All right, well. All right, man. Yeah, thanks for the insight on that. I'm just gonna fucking keep on rolling, and we're gonna go into worth it, junk it.
Worth it,
Worth
junk it.
Junk it. We're doing it.
did junk it.
For viewers and listeners we don't know, this is a segment.
fucking job.
This is a segment where I drop my notepad. This is a segment where we decide if an idea, plan, thing, noun, adjective, conjunctional, whatever, anything is worth
Balls.
it. Yeah, worth. Yeah,
Balls.
keep junk those. I don't want them.
Testiculars.
All balls.
Fucking this is where you decide if you think the idea or whatever is worth it or if it's junk. So my whole bit, I had a funny one today because you're the fucking cart guy. Go-karts, worth them or junk them? Fucking worth it or junk it on
Junk
go-kart?
them all.
I
Throw them all in the
fucking
garbage.
Hate go-karts, junk it. Junk go-karts.
We just spent
Yeah, I
like an
remember when
hour
I-
talking about how good go-karts
Yeah, I
are.
know.
It's like,
at the
fuck
end,
them.
Fuck them.
What's your problem? Yeah, what do you see? What do you...
I remember when I started here, I was like, yo, go-karts are sick. This is so much fun. And then now I'm just like,
I could not
go-karts.
care.
Do you think that's like inherent, like with people, like you do something for so long, you just start to, like you hate it so much, but like you love it because you know it so well?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah, I think it's still work, right?
Yeah.
So even the Ferrari test driver, probably there's some days he doesn't want to go to work.
No.
He's like, fucking.
I have to get into this $1 million car.
Yeah, I bet there's a day. I bet you he has problems we couldn't even comprehend.
Oh, yeah.
Erectile dysfunction.
I don't know, but I think go-karts, honestly, it's not junk. I
No, I
think
wouldn't
they're
think it's
very
junk.
worth it.
They're
obviously.
definitely a very good.
Yeah.
My
Toy.
paycheck is 50 euros short.
Dude, that's like 100 American. It's crazy.
€100.
Oh, no.
Gotta get the
The Italian, the pasta fingers. I don't know what it's called. That was
I'll give
probably,
you
that
pasta
was probably a
fingers.
little racist. Nah, it's spaghetti hands. That's what.
I'm offended.
Yeah, exactly. Go-karts are offensive. That's why they're junk. No, I think it's important. Like
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
hammered it. Go out there, try them. You know,
They're fun for what they
fun.
I
are.
was
They're
gonna
fun.
say probably
They're fun.
for me it's like being an outside view, not really having much to do with them. I think they're cool. I think
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
running
As
around.
long as I don't have to fix it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, I'd hate to be that guy.
fuck that guy.
this guy's a dick.
Yeah,
No, you get a certain level of appreciation for the people that do what you do, you know, like the fixing the shit, and a lot of people don't really take that into consideration, like the public people that come in and fucking romp on these carts and bend them in half and then tacos, like you said earlier. You know, they don't really care about like fuck that guy. You
Yeah,
know,
like,
he's gotta
not my
fix it
problem.
later. Right, it's not my problem. I don't have to deal with it. I pay my $50 a race and then fucking go home.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you guys. I think that carts on the whole, I say that shit like every
On the
episode.
whole.
On
the whole.
Preparation H feels great on the whole, but
Some chocolate
collectively,
ice cream.
I think that go-karts are worth it because it's a fun pastime that it's really easy to get into, and like if you like, you know, going moderately fast, you have this illusion that you're going faster than you are.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're in an open, you know,
Yeah.
area.
and
you're not
an inch off the ground.
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. So, Yeah, I mean, I think if you can and you have the ability and the options to, and I think everybody should go out and have fun. Try it once. Be safe. Wear your fucking helmets. Don't bring open-toed sandals.
Please don't wear open-toed
Yeah,
shoes.
please. Any go-kart track, any respectable place will tell you no. I recommend wearing pants too. I mean, you can come out in shorts, but if you're outside, it's gonna get dusty. Shit flies.
Maybe
If
get
not,
sand
go.
in your asshole.
Yeah, if not, go inside. Go to the electric places. The inside ones are pretty sweet. Totally recommend those. They're fun, but they limit you, and there's probably more rules to those. So the outdoor
there's
places,
pros and disadvantages.
Yeah,
Or pros and
right.
cons. That's the word.
and no cons to the outside. Just go. Yeah, just go.
I think we're more on this one as a wonk-it, because I think I'm more of a worth it.
I'd say
For the
it's
most
worth
part.
it.
Yeah, I wasn't serious.
Yeah,
about that.
I was joking.
Yeah, I think it's just worth it.
It is worth it.
Yeah, if your kids are interested or whatever, take them to the track and just get ready to start spending money.
Oh,
You
yeah.
think baseball or football is expensive?
Nope.
I think I've already. Yeah. No, there's nothing like. Even if you get your used go-kart, you still need tires, and don't forget fuel that makes it go, and
Clutches
travel
and stuff.
Check your oil.
Check your oil. Yeah, don't slack off on your. If you want to be fast, if you're going to be consistent on the track, you got to be consistent in your work as a mechanic and your maintenance and your service life, because shit wears out, right?
Yeah.
You
Clutches, bearings.
We talked about the chassis just wearing out. This is
Yeah.
something that's a piece of metal. You're like, how could this thing just fucking break? Well, you're like, dude, that thing. If you put a high-speed GoPro on those things, you could see them flexing.
Yeah.
They're just like noodles in the air, dude. You're like, holy shit, this thing is doing some stuff.
Also, you're loading your fat ass into that thing every day.
Exactly. Right. For me, for sure. So.
I think also, going back to what you guys were saying, I think it's kind of odd, but it definitely does hit home. These kids, especially for the public side, they don't really respect it as they do respect it, but they'll respect it more after they get into one good crash.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
whoa, maybe we need to.
Yeah.
Good point.
Not saying that you got to crash your
No. I'm saying
If you're
Yeah.
being a dick though, if you're hitting people and you think it's funny to watch them spin, well, maybe you spin out and somebody accidentally runs into you, because that's just how it happens.
Yeah.
flipping away.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go you get the wind knocked out of you, or
Yeah.
you get a huge bruise in your leg because you hit the upright. Ah, man, you can get whiplash.
Go under a fence.
It's still dangerous.
But that guy will still be like, oh, that motherfucker hit me.
yeah, that guy's and start fighting. Yeah, it happens. I don't know. It's just, remember, it could still be dangerous.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah,
Worth
speaking
it.
of dangerous, it's dangerous picking up your go-kart.
Yeah, fuck that.
So, we're going to have electric kart stands.
Worth it.
We're going to have electric kart stands, yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, do you want to throw your
I
back out
keep
every
looking
time?
at you like, do you know what one is? No.
As somebody who
we've used
picks up a
one.
lot of go-karts every day,
Yeah.
fuck picking them up. Get
Yeah.
yourself an electric one.
Get yourself a good electric go-kart stand. Your back will thank you.
Plus, if you own a go-kart, you don't have to ask some other person to help you.
Help
lift
you,
your
yeah.
go-kart.
That means
Do it
your
all by
kid
yourself.
can do it alone.
Yeah.
Make him push that heavy ass
Yeah.
go-kart. And it doesn't even have to be electric. There's people that have the hand crankies.
Yep.
It looks like you're reeling in a big bass reel.
Big ass.
A big bass. But do you know what electric? Okay. Do you know
I
what?
don't know what it is.
Okay, so to explain it is this stands behind us in the view for our viewers and our listeners. Go check out the YouTube's Technically Broken
I could have brought
podcast
one. We could
channel.
have just done a demonstration.
Yeah, done a demonstration on the podcast.
Isn't that one there, or is that a crank one?
I mean, that one's just technically electric.
That one's technically electric, but they look like that with wheels.
Yeah.
So the kart stand is just that. It's a stand for your go-kart, and that's how you work on it, and that's how you move it, and, ship it, Jesus. That's how you move it around the racetrack when you're not on the racetrack.
Yeah, because you don't want to be pushing that.
You don't want to be pushing it on the ground and getting your tires dirty and stuff. This is key simple things you're also going to need if you're going to need to go if you're going to want to go racing. If you want a go-kart, you need a kart stand with it to get it on and off the track and safely work on it.
Yeah.
So on our left side of the screen, or sorry, right side of the screen, is the regular kart stand without electric lift on it. So that means those karts, if they want to go on the ground, that
You
means
gotta pick 'em up.
You got to pick them up. You and your buddy,
Yep.
your hopefully kid, whoever your driver is, if you're a mechanic, have to grab it and put it on the ground. And we said these karts weigh like 150-ish pounds.
Yeah, but
So,
then
but
you can add lead. to
You
them
got to
and shit.
add lead because for the race series, you need to all weigh the same. So that means you need to have a ballast, which is lead, or like an offset weight difference because I'm 200 more pounds than Mikey here. And you're 300 more pounds than both of us or whatever. And, it doesn't matter. Like 1,000,000 pounds more. The point is, it doesn't matter. We all have to weigh the same. So we all race equally and evenly. So if one cart weighs 150 without lead, like you start strapping.
70 pounds of lead on there.
Yeah.
You really based that off of the fattest kid in the series?
No,
It's
there's an average. Like you.
Like, oh, fuck,
It's funny
fucking
that-
Johnny weighs 300 pounds, so we all got to weigh that now.
No, it's just you got to meet your standard.
Yeah,
You gotta
each
meet-
class has like
yeah.
a set weight.
So is it the cart that has to all weigh the same? Or like
Cart and
Cart and driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
That
can
makes
weigh
sense.
more than the certain number, but you
Yeah.
can't weigh under. it.
Under. You
Yeah.
have to meet the minimum.
Okay.
So you play the scales when you're in like pro karting.
Yeah, you want to.
So you guys would probably race heavy. You guys would probably be right there with a go-kart. It would honestly be 420 plus go-kart. You probably have like maybe even some guys do as a heavy class have to put on weight and like.
Yeah.
But it's still like it keeps everybody fair and equal. So when it comes to the kart standing, the electric one, instead of having a buddy come haul this heavy ass thing off the ground, you just walk up to it, behind it, next to it, or whatever, and it just goes, and
Yeah.
it like picks it up,
Grabs it right by the rear bumper.
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm never going to
Picks
jump
it up.
convenience.
How
Yeah, we're all fat and lazy, so might as well.
yeah. But convenience, whatever. It's so nice. I don't
Yeah.
want to pick up this huge, heavy.
I know you brought one home.
I was probably been working on them. Yeah, you've seen them, right?
Yeah,
I'd
you
say
had
the
one.
only con to them is that you wear out your rear bumper more than you would.
Yeah, it
Just pick it
depends
up.
the style.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen some of them grab them from the chassis on the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like they like have these little hooks and then they flip them up over and it just like latches auto, and then it goes under the bumper and grabs it.
That's nice.
I don't know. Yeah, it was pretty nice.
I think
but-
you were working on a customer's cart and you had an electric.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, a good number of my customers have. Yeah, they still do.
When we still had the garage, you had it.
Yeah, a garage. Whatever. But electric car stands are pretty nice. It's like having a lift when you're working on a car.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally is. It's like having
Would you rather use jack stands than a jack, or would
Or-
you rather
yeah.
fucking?
I would never
Right.
want to use jack stands in a jack, but that's what I'm stuck with.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Lifts are expensive.
they are very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, but obviously it makes it nice. That's what the electric cart stand is. So, hopefully I explained it and didn't sound like a complete fucking dumbass. But like that, comparably the normal cart stand, which is on the screen to the right, to like a somewhat electric, which is on the left side of the screen, it's like, it's another tool to help you out. So, and they are kind of gimmicky and pricey.
Yeah.
Because you can do it by hand. But like, dude, they're so nice for your back because I've picked up 250, 300 pound
Oh yeah,
go-karts,
and
and
it
you're like,
sucks.
yeah, you're like 100 pounds of lead on this thing. You're like, what are we doing?
It's like using a ratchet or using like an impact.
Yeah,
It's like, which one would you rather use?
right. And that's so dangerous when it comes to like, I think the heaviest, like it had 100 pounds on it. I don't think it was more than that, but it was like, dude, it was like an 8-pack on the back.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10,
yeah.
10.
Yeah.
And then on the side, I had like 10 and like, so glad. The kid's seat, I don't think barely held it, but yeah. Anyways, so there's some different structures, different regulations and stuff. And anyways,
Worth it.
Worth it. Cart
Worth
stands,
it.
electric cart stand. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's our first ever unanimous worth it for both topics.
Maybe?
I think so.
I'm
I know
glad
we-
to be part of it.
Yeah, thanks, man. This is, I know we all agreed on motorsports for the last one, so. Yeah, motorsports, cool. Yay, motorsports.
We should do an episode on each discipline of motorsports. And we've started with go-karts, so let's work up to Spec Miatas next.
Spec Miatas, we have some Spec Miata guys out there. I know a couple Spec Miata guys. They probably have horror stories about blowing third.
Isn't there
Like just third gear exploding on them or something. The rear end's
a
completely.
money shift?
Yeah, just horrible fucking time. I mean, it's fun. Any racing's fun. But Yeah, thank you. I think, yeah, man, I'm just going to start fucking closing her down unless you guys got any other.
No.
So just to recap, you said the go-kart season is what, April to November, and what are the public days for anybody that cares?
So our opening day is April 2nd.
Coming into 2025.
2025.
Yeah.
Each session is, I think, $34, $36, 30 something
Not
dollars.
bad, 30 some bucks.
10 minutes, and then the hours are Wednesday and Thursday. We are 5 to 10 for public. If there's not a league,
Check the website.
Check the website.
Always check the website because there's racing league and whatever.
and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Damn,
public.
it's like all day.
It's like all day.
Yeah.
I'll be here till 5 every day. Come say hi.
Come say hi. I'll tell you to get the fuck away from it. Who are you? No, it's cool, man. Yeah, I guess not a plug, but a plug, right?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
cool.
check it out if you
Yeah,
want, if you're
come
interested.
by. Yeah, and thank you for having us come by, dude. Check this place out.
No
For
worries.
our-
I appreciate you freezing your ass off with me.
No, it wasn't that bad. Thank you for the insight into the entry-level motorsports world of go-karts and what you do with the maintenance and the general your day. You know, you service shit and work on other stuff at home or your vehicles but yeah, it's definitely a different world for racing and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you thought you'd probably be doing this.
No, absolutely not.
It's just like-
I remember when I was like in high school, I was like, I like working on stuff, but I will never be a mechanic. And now here I am.
You gotta love taking that jump, and you're just like, you know what? I really fucking
Yeah,
enjoy this.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
is something I would do.
I was at the right place at the right time when the mechanic opportunity came up, and I was like, you know what?
When this asshole was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you fit the. It seemed like you liked it, and you
Yeah.
obviously you've grown to like it. So you fit the mold.
Yeah, I was like,
It's not
worst case
bad.
scenario, I just quit after a year, but
Here we are.
Here we are.
like, years later. Yeah, fuck, man. This place is also it's just a cool place. It's unique, and if you get the opportunity, check it out. So, with that, I'm gonna start plugging my shit. So, Whole Baked Cookie, Whole Baked Cookie, guys. My name is Mario. Thank you for checking it out. Links will be down in the description in the YouTube. I don't know if there's links in the podcast stuff. Maybe if there is. I don't know how that works. I don't know.
I've been this last episode 8. I started throwing in links. I don't know if they actually turn into like live links or whatever,
But the links-
you can copy paste them. They're
Okay.
there. All of our
If
plugs,
not, check the YouTubes.
all of our not stats, but all of our socials are in the podcast descriptions.
Cool.
That being said, I'm Botar, B0TAR, Snapchat. No, not Snapchat. Don't snap me. On Instagram, and my Crown Vic one is Bend Over, but spelled all weird in French. If you can find it, great. If
I'll
not,
have to link those.
graphic
but-
design, Botar Designs, hit me up for logos and shit. And now over to Caleb.
It's just a real random one. Definitely don't snap him because you'll get some shit you don't want to see. So, just kidding. It's all fun and games. But Caleb the Hunted, Caleb _ the Hunted _. You can find me on a little on YouTube. I do sometimes TikTok, Facebook, the Twitch, shit like that. I mean, I try and put content out as much as I can if I remember. It's usually 5 hours into us playing games, and I'm like, I should have been streaming this or something. I should have been recording, and I forget.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all get caught up in shit. So, but yeah, just send me a message on there. We maybe could play some fucking video games or something. And Mikey, you got anything?
thanks for having me.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me on YouTube, maybe I'll get my lazy
Yeah, man.
ass up.
Throw your plug out there, Mike.
Mike XJ is my YouTube.
yeah.
I might actually make a video for once.
Dude, we should have made a collab with the
The
Jeep.
Jeep, I know I should have. but
Nah,
I-
it's cool. We'll fucking do some more stuff soon.
yeah,
so.
for sure.
Yeah, Mikey, actually, check him out, everybody. He's got a cool video where he does a water pump and some other shit on the swag. Thanks, Nick. Maybe we can work on some other stuff with the swag bits and I don't know, start
Selling t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. If somebody wants keychains and stuff, we'll see. Mikey, thank you so much for
Thank
inviting us
you.
to your home. Thank you for coming on to the podcast. Yeah, fucking thanks for fucking taking it. Yeah, thanks for taking the time out of your day because it's been a long morning
This
and
was
it's
fun.
a little chilly. Yeah, so to our listeners, viewers, Happy New Year, or Happy
Merry
late, but Merry
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah, if y'all didn't. And remember, it's cold out there. Watch your tires, watch your shit. And with that, guys, anything else?
Just got to go get some macaroni.
Macaroni with the chicken strips.
All right, we're out of here. Peace out.
Hey, guys.